So I am Dr. Leon, and that is Dr. Leo. I'll be running Trauma Center under the Knife 2. Long game.
Yeah, long game, but it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I will, once the load screen is over, go right into the game. There's going to be cutscenes to explain what's going on.
Yeah. So there's gonna be a lot of nonsense, a lot of dual stylus shenanigans.
Okay,
So,
for the time, I'll count down 3, 2, 1, go.
all right, let's do some surgery for like 2 hours.
Oh, half of it is going to be cutscenes.
Yeah, okay. So, we didn't quite realize, well, we knew the game had a lot of cutscenes, a lot of dialogue, but it wasn't until the TAS was developed that we realized that about half the game is just dialogue.
Yeah, it's just the way it is.
Yep.
Some operations have more dialogue than others.
Yep.
For the story-wise, we're currently like in a fictional country, war-torn country, acting as relief doctors, and we're going to operate on random people.
Yeah. So, because we're on a DS, that means Leon's going to be using styluses to operate on patients on a screen of about this big. Doing some pretty crazy stuff, but as you can imagine, 2 styluses also makes this even more ridiculous. So just keep in mind that while it looks pretty big for you guys on the screen, it is not big for Leon in any way, shape, or form.
Not at all. At least I'm playing on the 2DS XO instead of like an original DS that is even smaller.
Yeah, so it is a bit bigger at least. Hey, all the tools are going to be on the left and the right, and already Leon's sutured up some stuff. Going to be boosting the vitals, and then getting rid of these 2 little cuts, and opening up the leg with a scalpel. We're going to see that a lot as we basically open up every single patient with gel and an incision. He's then going to grab all these bone fragments out in a very particular order, because there's also some crocodile teeth. This game is wild.
Yeah. Also with the forceps, when using 2 styluses, if you click one point and then quickly click another point, it just teleports.
Yeah. So effectively, the DS's touchscreen can only handle 1 point at a single time. So if you put down 2, it averages between those 2 points. And we abuse that a lot to move items around really quick or to do some really quick sutures, which hopefully we can point out when it happens. Nice S rank.
Totally intentional.
Absolute banger of absolute breeze, and that's it. It's over. I'm sure we'll hear it again.
It appears a lot. So this game also has story episodes. Woo!
I mean, at least we get to just skip them straight away.
Yeah, we just go into the menu and just say we don't want to listen to this story episode.
Too much yapping.
Yeah. Even with all the skips, it's still half the game.
Yes. So, yeah, we're going to have a lot of more dialogue. Let's see. The thing is, both of us don't really remember what operation we're doing until we're loading into it, right?
I know this one. This is just the tutorial tumors.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, typically, I've run all the games personally, and so I forget. I think you have as well. I usually forget what I'm doing until I'm actually in it.
UTK2 is my game. I remember the operations here.
Yeah. Okay, fair point.
But yeah, in this operation, we're going to be using different tools. Then the first one was still a tutorial how to extract a tumor and laser some smaller tumors.
Yeah.
Pretty simple. Chapter 1 is like mostly tutorials, to be fair. Story-wise, a new doctor made a mistake and misdiagnosed a patient, so the patient needs surgery. And the new doctor is too scared to do that, so we're taking over.
Yep. We're basically telling him, you're bad. Move out the way.
Something like that, yeah.
So, once again, jelly incision. Open up the patient.
So it's just the tutorial for the new tools.
Yep. So first we're going to laser these like really small tumors, get rid of some blood, and then drink up 1 blood pool. That's not bad RNG. Because yes, the amount of blood pools you get is RNG. Open up this tumor, drain it, cut it some more, remove it, put on a membrane, again teleporting it, and then using the gel.
Yeah. For the previous tumors, we had to find them with ultrasound because the tutorial required, but I kind of remember where they are, so I don't need...
just gonna just gonna waggle the scalp around the patient's insides. There we go. They're just gonna place down some membranes, laser off some stuff, and then just slather gel over everything.
Ah, missed one.
Well, that's done.
Did you get any more blood pools there? I didn't notice.
I got like 2, I think.
Ah, okay.
I kind of autopilot the blood pools. I don't count them.
Yeah. That was another thing we kind of discovered with Taz, right? Was like, oh, this is randomized on how many blood pools you get, which for a tool-assisted speedrun is very important. You need to make sure that it's as minimal as possible. For an RTA run, you can't really do a lot about it.
Right. Next operation is going to be somebody stepped on a landmine and got broken ribs.
Oh yeah, the exploded ribbies. Love it.
Landmine and only the ribs exploded.
I don't know. Don't look to me for some logic in this game. This is the starting chapter, and this is like the most sensible.
Yes.
The rest of the game just gets more ridiculous as we go.
But like, yeah, it just makes no sense, especially how we're restructuring the bones. We're taking out all the bones out of the body and then putting them back in and gluing, because surely that's how you do it.
Yeah. If you ever want medical advice, you know that just pulling out some bone fragments totally works. And then putting them back in. That's totally not going to kill the bone.
No. That's why we call these games anime mode practice simulators.
Let's begin.
Accurate.
Yeah, this is one of the operations where I don't need to open the patient, but there's going to be defibrillation.
This isn't good. The patient
I'm going to do some riskier strats that I might kill the patient. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
Please don't.
We'll see about that.
This isn't good.
Yeah, first thing I'm going to pull out some bone fragments,
okay.
get a miss, and have to boost some vitals, which is fine.
Yeah, the strat that I was going for would leave a patient with like 2 vitals, so the miss instantly makes the strat not viable.
I'm kind of glad you didn't do that now. Or at least go for it. Yeah, suture up and stuff. And then, as you can see, now doing a puzzle once again with more bone fragments.
It's fine.
As no surprise, you drop a bone fragment, and it does a lot of vital damage.
It's fine.
A flatline again.
Yeah, I try to keep enough vitals so one mistake does not kill the patient usually, unless I'm going for like a specific strat, like I try to. But I had to abandon that because I dropped the bone and it threw everything off.
Yep, just like that. I mean, imagine doing surgery in like less than a minute to save someone's life.
Hello? Bandage? Okay.
This bandage is always horrific. I don't know why.
Good to mention, we don't disinfect the wound when we put on the bandage.
Just close them up, slap a bandage on, get out of here.
Look, the moment it's off the operating table, it's the ward's problem.
Nice to see the running gag is still going.
Alright, now it's going to be the bullet person who got shot in the heart.
Yeah.
And still somehow is alive.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not completely unreasonable.
I mean, yes.
Yeah. While we learn of that, I think Xoneris hit us with a lovely message or two.
Yes, sure, I can do that. So we got a lovely €10 donation from Original Baum saying, so here's another €10 to correct my message from yesterday. Thank you, Tim, in brackets. Let's help this great cause help more people, less than 3. And I definitely want to see that blindfolded pic. Thank you for the lovely donation. And yeah, we're getting very close to that €1,500 mark, which would be a nice milestone for the moment. Yeah. So please keep those lovely donations coming while we operate on the various people.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
1,500, let's go. As Leon said, this person got shot. Gonna suture up some stuff, tap on bandage, and then open them up, because that makes sense. You don't want to deal with the thing that's probably killing them inside of them. You got to deal with all the outside stuff first.
Yeah.
So he's going to drain most of the blood, but not all of it. And then remove the bullet. The heart's going to stop, because of course, why wouldn't it? But the bullet is not fully retrieved yet. We're going to cut it out and retrieve the other half of it. Put the membrane on, and then drain all the blood.
I got RNG'd by like a spawning blood pool. So.
Yeah. Got a little defib, and then we're done.
Yep. bullet extracted from the heart in 20 seconds, give or take.
Operation complete.
I mean, obviously, it kind of removes the whole like amount of time it takes for doctors to normally enter a patient. That sounds so odd when you say it like that. I mean, to open the incision.
B rank.
Nice. For reference, the game scores every action you do. Even stuff that technically can't be like graded, that will give you an OK, which just still gives you score. And so if you want to get S or XS, which is the highest rank, you need to meet all the special requirements, as well as a score requirement. Every other rank kind of below that has its own kind of thing. So like S rank, you can only achieve on normal and easy. If you want XS, you have to do on hard. And then A is kind of like, you did most of the things right, you got enough points.
But no special bonuses.
Yeah, you got enough special bonuses, but not enough score in total. And then C is the lowest. B is right in the middle. It's like a very specific amount of points you need to get, which means typically you need to get little to no special requirements and also not have enough other points. So like the vitals will give some points, how fast you go gives you points as well. So it's kind of like this very specific bracket of points you need to get, which you can't... I mean, it's kind of hard to intentionally achieve, I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's why I always cheer for B ranks. It's my meme.
We have a category for what's called all XS. So you play on hard and you play through all of the operations, including the extreme ones at the end, and get XS rank. When's all B ranks, Leon?
Eventually. Talk about how fevers work in the Trauma Center universe, Leo.
So this patient's got fever, like a fever that's cooking them from the inside, but they're also making them just bleed out like crazy. So Leon's just gonna take a scalpel and poke him in the stomach, and it'll do something. And this kid, as Trojan best put it, the kid's really cranky because he was trying to kill our nurse because he has this fever. So now Leon's gonna help the cranky kid by treating his fever. Anyway, yeah, he's poking very specific spots, removing the blood, suturing them up, and he has calculated how many vitals he needs. As he's now going to have his magical super anime powers activate, which slows down time. And he's going to cut open a few more blood pools, drain out all the blood. We'll watch the vitals tick down a bit, but he's going to suture real fast, get all cools, very nice, and the patient's saved.
Yeah, both lacerations are very easy to get cools on.
Yeah.
Also, for the sutures, we use like an N or a Z shape, as our community member likes to call them the Kiwi sutures for New Zealand.
Yep, and I mean, they're pretty good. It is the most like effective or efficient way to suture. The game, the way the sutures work basically is, and it's the same on Wii games as well, where if you draw a shape, basically every significant angle change there is, it will draw a change in direction for the line. And you need at least 4 line crossovers for it to count. So a Kiwi suture is the most effective back and forth motion to do.
Yeah, sometimes I do like what I like to call Mario sutures with M or W's, just to be safe. Yeah, when I'm low on vitals and it can cause a miss, just for safety.
Yeah, no, I think typically most of the sutures I do are Mario Wario sutures. I'm not that efficient with Kiwi sutures.
Yeah, some members of the community like to just squiggle like in a circle. It also works.
Yeah, this game is truly... I mean, it's not as broken as the first game in the series, but it's pretty broken in its own special ways.
Right, we're going into the operation where we will going to draw stars. That's going to be like 30 more seconds with cutscene is super long. Yeah,
this is because we're now into chapter 2. This is where the anime nonsense rears its ugly head. I mean, its beautiful head. Where it reveals that this game isn't just surgery, it's surgery with an asterisk. So, yeah, as I said, we're going to be drawing some stars. He's going to be drawing some stars. I mean, he's actually going to be drawing them on the DS at least.
Yes.
Except this game can be interesting. It doesn't... I mean, every traumas in a game doesn't require you to draw necessarily a star.
Yeah, for the start, you can draw like a normal big star, it accepts.
Yeah,
In speedruns, we draw like these small stars.
yeah.
Then you can draw...
Is he gonna try the butterfly?
I messed that up. Give me a second. Like this, and this. That's a star.
That's a butterfly technically. Sorry, a star. But yeah, it's
wait, how was that? Like this?
there's a wireless router, I think is what it's called.
Okay, but okay, my brain stopped. I'll just draw stars. The thing is, it can accept like a lot of random things as stars.
Yeah,
It's a bit more stringent than the first game, but there's still nonsense.
yeah. So the safest and quickest option is just a really small star, as Leon showed my C rank. Where basically, yeah, you just draw a normal star and it's enough for the game to register that it's supposed to be a star. Trojan, I think, discovered that you can do a I think, was it Trojan or Thurler that discovered the butterfly? I don't remember. There was a lot of history before you and I joined the community.
Yeah, I was not in the community during those times. So.
Yeah, so I think it's funny because I kind of just rocked up one day doing a showcase on my own. You were like, wait, you're playing Trauma? I said, I know of this game. I'll speedrun it, and here you are now. Like,
Yeah.
it's funny how things work out.
Yeah, we just randomly met up at an event.
Yeah.
Would not be speedrunning if we didn't meme about fish.
And we can thank this man for that as well. for the trout. We can actually reference that later on.
Yes, but that's quite some time away. This operation is going to be region tumors, so it's going to be different tumors that we have to cut out in a different way. And if we don't do it fast, we region, because that's how tumor works.
Yeah. Additionally, there is an extra catch. So this patient, from the previous games, there is guilt. It's like the main antagonist group of like collective diseases that we deal with. In this game, they get reintroduced, but right now, this patient we're treating used to have guilt. So they have post-guilt syndrome, which is PGS.
Which is the title of the episode.
Yeah, and he has to use the like gray syringe, the black syringe rather, to remove that symptom, because that stops him from boosting the vitals with the stabilizer, the green syringe. So instead, he has to kind of balance that. You heard Victor there yell at him to inject the sedative. He will in fact not inject the sedative. Leon Thing just gonna laser this all up, and then we'll then get one final wave of 4 more regen tumors. So he's gonna boost a little bit now. He's then gonna use the healing touch to slow the time down. Inject the sedative, then inject the vitals, the vital juice, and then just cut everything out.
One thing with these tumors, the more legs you cut out from the tumor, or the veins, whatever they are, the more vitals keep dropping.
Yeah, and cutting the veins themselves also do vital damage, so all of this is basically a race against the patient's vitals dropping, and PGS adds to that vital damage. You see those tumors, those small tumors as well, add a lot of vital damage. Yeah, healing touch there extends how much time the serum, the sedative, works for, as well as reducing how many small tumors spawn in while he's treating all that.
I mean, it basically slows time down, essentially.
Yeah, and the idea being, for most of the run, is Leon wants to get ahead of the thing that's going to be bad for the patient. So if there's a tumor, remove it as quickly as possible so that it does less vital damage to the patient, that kind of thing. That's going to apply to the other nonsense that we get later on, which that's going to be interesting, seeing how that all pans out.
Yeah, generally we try to avoid using healing touch because it does not only slow down the gameplay time, it also slows down all the cutscenes. So if you enter a cutscene with a healing touch, you cry because you just stare at the screen for like 5 seconds for anything to happen.
Yeah, so if Leon activated HT too late in that previous operation, or if he was too quick, we would have been sitting there waiting for the healing touch to either wear off or the cutscene to just slowly transition from one screen to the next before I could eventually keep going.
I think it slows down everything by like, what, the 1 point something? I don't remember.
I think it reduces the fact down to a third. So it's 3 times slower than... It's either 3 or 4. I forget. It varies between games.
Right, yeah.
That's the confusing part.
Yeah, we don't want triple length cutscenes, essentially.
That sounds like pain.
Yes. This patient, it just combines the tumors we previously did with post-goat syndromes and some pus clouds that make inflammations, but we're not going to see a lot of them.
Yeah, you can see the patient has PGS, the organs are purple, which is not normal. You get drain, inject for these inflammations, which are really small. Remember, he's on a screen that's this big. So they're painfully small to try and poke. He's then going to cut these out, remove them. He's then going to drain all this pus out the way, which creates those inflammations. And then he's going to pan the camera up.
Yeah. PGS has set in again, but the only reason I cleared it the previous time is because the tutorial forced me.
Yep.
I don't care about vitals in this operation at all.
Oh, you're not going for HT here?
I probably should have, I forgot, but it's fine.
So normally most runners would use HT here to remove those two little inflammations. Thankfully the vital damage here is really insignificant. It's more so just dealing with an extra thing that is annoying.
Yeah.
You can see here, just little injections takes time.
Also the pus clouds were annoying because one of the tumors was covered by the pus cloud and I couldn't grab it.
Yeah.
It's RNG in that regard.
What's really weird in this game is like how some stuff gets in the way of you operating and some stuff doesn't. It's I don't remember any consistency with it, at least. I think there is. It's just
it's consistently inconsistent, Leo.
Correct.
My opinion. So the person we just operated on was like from like the first game where we had goat. We operated them before, but we now needed the post-goat operation again.
Yeah. And now we have a bit of a more normalized operation. No post-goat syndrome. Except you now get the joy of burns. And the only way to describe burns is it requires a lot of individual steps to treat a singular thing. So a burn, first you need to get rid of any blood. Then you need to inject culture to get new skin grafts.
Before that, if the burn is black, you also need to pull out and cut out the black part of the burn.
Yeah, so do that. You need to prep the burn. Then you need to prep a whole bunch of skin culture to be able to put onto the burn and then gel it. There's a lot of individual steps, which means... Go on.
Funny part about the skin culture. We're going to get the skin from inside of this person's throat.
Yeah,
just think about it.
Just a little weird.
Let's begin the operation.
You can see it's a lot of individual steps, and Leon's going to do as best he can to optimize each of those individual steps. So here we're going to drain this like, poison or whatever that's causing the burn. Then the coolant, remove it, and then you can see there's blood. He's already got rid of that. And now he's going to inject the culture. And he's doing it in a way where he can cut all of them as much as possible, then put all 4 on, and then gel. We need to find the pill that the guy swallowed that's causing all these issues. He's going to pan down now and locate the other half of the pill, and then inject every single one of these cultures and cut them all out.
Yeah. Generally, we want to do everything we can with one tool because switching tools costs time.
Yeah, that's a very big difference between the Wii games and the DS games. The Wii games are heavily optimized for doing something in a singular space at a time because you can tool switch basically instantly. The DS games, you need to tap on each tool. So Leon wants to use the tool as long as possible before switching it out. The Master Surgeon.
Master Surgeon, no misses.
Let's go.
Now we're going to move on to our favorite patient.
Our favorite patient? Oh boy, it's our favorite patient.
It's our favorite patient.
Yay. Can you just like do a chapter 4 skip or something here?
No.
So, to reference, we now get introduced to a character called Emilio. He was one of the original sinners. He was somebody who was used to create the first sets of guilt in the first game.
Basically, he got experimented to create viruses on.
Yeah. And here he is, our boy Emilio. Anyway, wasn't doing all too hot, and now he needs some surgery for his liver, which is failing. Which is fine. Medico, there it is.
Yeah. Because he had the guilt on his liver, so it's now failing.
Yeah. So with that, we have to treat him. Except we'll need to treat him multiple times. And spoilers, later on, he doesn't do all too hot. So that's why I make the joke, can we just do an Emilio skip where we just skip to later into the game where he's already not with us? We'll explain plot-wise the repercussions of all of that as it's in the next chapter. But for now, we're going to open him up, and we need to take a look at his liver, as he's really not doing all too well.
Look, nice and healthy 80 vitals.
80 vitals, except that liver does not look good.
Oh, look. Oh, our vitals are gone.
So he's going to do a defib, and then he's going to deal with... there's a lot of hacking he needs to do here, so he needs to load up all of this. Then gel, it's going to fall off. So now he needs to cut into the liver to expose a whole bunch of hidden hemorrhages. Vitals are going to drop, but that's fine. And Leon now just needs to suture everything up. And now he needs to pack in the liver once more. Just like that, perfect.
The hit detection for the membranes is super generous. I just drop them all in the same spot.
Yeah.
It accepts it.
Again.
I was careful here because 4 vitals.
Yep.
A miss is 5 vitals damage, usually. So death would happen.
That also includes the bandage, if you were curious. So if you just accidentally drop the roll of, bandage tape onto them, they might die. I've just gotten a look from audio like, how does that work? Hoping to not demonstrate that.
No, but yeah.
Nice funny word. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. We're moving on back to Emilio.
Emilio's not doing all too hot because although we just patched up his liver, it needs some more work. It's like taking in your car to the garage and it's just like, yeah, we did some work on it. Now we need to work on it some more.
Oh, we're not working on his liver now. We're gonna get a new one. Like when you need to change the tires at the car mechanic.
Just rip out the old liver, put in a new one.
Exactly.
Except that's gonna have some complications because why wouldn't it?
We don't have operations without complications.
I mean, let's be real. If this game was operations without complications, it'd be kind of boring.
True.
I mean, it'd be fun, but it'd still not be quite it. So, yeah, he needs a liver transplant. And we're now going to discover that the liver is, in fact, infected with not guilt, but I think it's neo-guilt?
Yes.
Which is a new variant. Because, of course, the villains, the bad guys decided... some new villains decided that the old stuff was perfect. Let's remake it.
Leo, spoilers.
I mean, dude, we're going to be here for a little bit. It's fine. Anyway, Leon has to first put in the new liver. So that includes just injecting some sedative into these connections. Every time he does that, the max vitals will go up. He's going to use that to boost it a little bit. He's going to connect it up. And then he's going to connect up this last one of the green connection. And like that, it's all done. Now, if he was at very high vitals, they would drop now. There is a maximum vital limit for this section alone.
I think it's 30.
I think it's 30 or 40, yeah. But you'll also see there's a little blue line in the vital bar. That indicates the maximum vitals the patient can be at a given time. So right now, the vitals are at 62. If Leon kept boosting, like he is now, it will cap out at 80.
Can you explain the puzzle?
Okay, so this is Noose, where it will spawn in all these little grey spore tumors, the green spore tumors rather. And the puzzle is you're supposed to drain them in order and excise them. Leon is not doing that. He's just going straight for the main core, which spawns at the end, which is what you're supposed to deal with last. And the reason why he's boosting vitals so high is, as you can see, every single time he drains the core, it causes all the other tumors to explode, which is massive vital damage and really not good for the patient. But we don't care. Emilio can deal with it. And so what we do is we boost up the vitals as high as possible, and then basically cause a massive explosion. And we have one more to go, I think.
Yeah, I cannot explode all of them on this one.
Yeah.
Because it's too much damage.
So you'll notice it's around, I think, 10 to 15 vitals per explosion. So Leon's going to take it safe here and deal with the last 2, just to make sure the patient doesn't die.
Yeah, usually I would deal with only 1, but I don't want to redo the entire operation.
Yeah. Because this op is quite long. You have to do the transplant, then you have to wait for the cutscene to go into this section. So it is quite long. But that was Noose. Which I don't remember what it means in Greek, because they all have meanings.
It's some body part. The neo-goats are all body parts from Greek.
it's very interesting. They all have some like hidden names. So if you want to look up Nous, it's Nous, I think.
Yeah. Or if you're just Greek, you probably just realize what that means roughly.
I mean, yeah. Where's Tony?
Ah.
Tony's not here. I'm sad now. Our boy Tony Cordados.
Oh god, do I remember the puzzle? Memory is hard.
Don't tell me that you don't remember the puzzle.
You know I have memory issues.
True. Okay. It wouldn't be a Trauma Center game without a puzzle. Every Trauma Center game has a puzzle of some kind. Yeah, there's literally no game in the series that doesn't have a puzzle. So Leon will have to solve a bit of a convoluted puzzle where basically he has to put in pieces that can rotate, and then they will only rotate into a particular solution. As speedrunners, we normally remember these, so I'm hoping this man will remember it.
I usually have the solution in my face when I do this.
Yeah.
Surely I remember this. It's fine.
I'm not sure, and don't call me Shirley. The head shake. Good. That's what I was aiming for. Anyway, so you'll see what I mean with these pieces where you have to rotate them. The hitboxes on these are actually really awkward and finicky.
Yes. They have like a hitbox in the center and like outside the center.
So he's going to do his best to like place them in the right locations. And then he's going to rotate each one to line up. As you can see, they light up when they're done. There's not just one, there's two though.
Yeah, the first one's easy to remember, the second one's annoying.
Yeah. The second one, you can see there's a whole bunch more empty spots, different colors and pieces to place. Then he's going to place them all in, and now he's going to rotate some pieces around.
Okay, it's either that or that.
Yeah, no,
okay,
that's correct,
fine.
yeah.
Okay, I actually remember how to play the game.
You just got applauded for a puzzle.
Amazing.
I mean,
remember.
He's a master surgeon though, so you gotta give him that.
The requirements are really lenient. It's like 30 seconds for excess and hard.
Yeah, and it's making sure you don't excessively rotate the pieces, I think. Haha, that. thank you.
When he did his previous run, I did this to him, so I appreciate it.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So now we're going to have Operation on live television.
Right, I forgot this is a thing because that happens in this game and in New Blood.
Yes.
So, for plot-wise, basically, one of the ladies who we saw, who gave us the puzzle originally, she's trying to boost Derek's ego, which I feel like doesn't need a boost.
Let's begin the operation.
He needs humbling quite severely. Anyway, she's gonna put him on live TV to do surgery. Surgery on live television. Sounds totally normal. Except there's a stupid gimmick where one of the photographers will want to take pictures. And for that, they need to... They have a flash on their camera.
Yeah, it's going to happen after excise 3 tumors, or 2 tumors, I don't remember.
It's pretty short.
Oh no, it's after the inflammations, I forgot.
Yeah, so there you go. A very brief flash. It's very subtle. When you see... it makes no sense. Like, please explain to me why you need to use a camera with a flash in an operating room that also has lights for television. What's going on here? Anyway, it's not very distracting. You can see, just briefly, gonna boost the vitals a bit, deal with these inflammations. Leon remembers where the tumors are, thankfully. I've lost track of how many tumors there are in this op. How many times? Yeah, but I don't run this game as much as you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's funny how I remember all the tumor locations, but not the puzzle solution.
Honestly, it's one of those kind of weird things. Very small tumors hiding from us here.
Well, that's done.
Just like that, within a minute, pull out 5 tumors while on television.
No murder on live television.
Yeah, good, as it should be. Operation successful.
Yeah, story-wise, our nurse gets very angry with us that we accepted to do an operation on live television.
I mean, understandably so. If I was a surgeon and then someone else offered me, hey, I'll make this happen, and you just took it without consulting your boss.
Yeah. So the plotline continues. This time it's not going to be live television. I think in story, Derek gets hooked up with some devices to track his movement during the operation, I think.
Yeah, so basically the lady who gave us the puzzle, this lady here, who gave us the puzzle and then put us on live television to boost our ego, she wants Derek to work for her. Derek isn't going to do it. He likes Caduceus too much, the current place of work. But instead, this lady's going to hook up a whole bunch of stuff to him to track him for his healing touch. Because, of course, they are in fact the bad guys and they want to steal the healing touch from Derek. Or like to make a copy of it. Yeah. While we learn this up, Xoneris, I see you waving at me.
Please hurry.
I'm sure I wasn't, but
Digitally waving to me.
digital waving. Yeah. Got you, Doctor. Thank you for your brief time, Doctor. I want to remind everybody for the next game coming up, which is Get to Work by the lovely Lord Mouse. We have a donation incentive to upgrade the category. Currently, it is supposed to be all collectibles, but if we upgrade it, it's going to be 100% collectibles, all that glitchless. But for that, we're going to need a tiny bit of help from chat and the lovely viewers. Currently, we're sitting at 73 euros, and to make this happen, in total, we need 150. So we're about halfway through. Not quite, but, you know, math is hard. So, yeah, we have until the end of this run, and yeah, so you have like 1.5 hours to make that happen. If you could help us make that happen, that'd be great, because at the end of the day, we're raising money for charity here. So, help us help the people helping other people. That'd be great.
You got this, chat. Come on, let's make it happen. Anyway, so to briefly explain what Leon's doing, there's a whole bunch of aneurysms which are going to burst. So he's injecting the orange juice into them, which shrinks them down. He can then cut them out, they'll bleed a bit, he can then connect them up. If he doesn't, then that happens, they burst and they do some vital damage. These big ones need a artificial vessel connection, which thankfully isn't too complicated. It's just put in the thing, suture it in. Anyway, there's too many aneurysms. It's all bad, so he's got to use his HT, his healing touch, which is forced. It is scripted. He cannot not use it, basically. But it's actually really good in this operation, as if you optimize it right, it can be quite helpful. What Leon's doing is aiming to do the bigger aneurysms first before dealing with these two, as healing touch, as we mentioned earlier, slows stuff down, which also means it slowed down the animation of the aneurysms kind of disappearing. And the big aneurysms have a very long animation to disappear. The small ones don't. You can see there, they basically just disappear instantly. But all routed to optimize for that.
Thank you.
One more thing to mention about aneurysms. The hitbox for suturing them is abhorrently bad.
Correct.
I hate it. So that's why you like squiggled around them instead of like trying to do the kiwi sutures, the NRZ shape.
Yeah. I see you didn't go for the one-screen strat.
No.
So while I was developing the TAS for this game, I discovered there is a very particular position you can like place the camera to be able to deal with all of those aneurysms. It is ridiculous. I mean, it's a tool-assisted speedrun. It will always be ridiculous. But I don't know. For this game especially, it's a very mechanically intensive game. It doesn't require you to do technical exploits or anything, but you have to be physically good at moving your hands, at moving those two styluses around to be good at surgery. So, yeah, when you remove that aspect and make it frame accurate for TAS, it's ridiculous.
Right. Now we're moving into a car crash, because you cannot have one of these games without operating on a car crash victim.
How many are there? Is there only like 1 or 2 in this game?
Yeah, there's not a lot of car crashes.
No.
Funny thing to mention about voice acting, between English and Japanese, we re-recorded all voice sounds, including... Give me a second.
Well?
Including this. This is different between Japanese and English, the baby cry. They re-recorded that.
I mean, I guess Japanese babies scream differently?
Look, I wouldn't be able to understand Japanese baby screaming. How do you...
You can't understand Japanese baby screams?
It's obviously in Japanese, Leo.
Ah, okay, that's the problem.
Let's begin
Anyway, car crash just means lots of suturing, pulling out grass fragments, and gelling everything up, and then opening up the patient. We're going to be doing some more of that. As Andy says, there could be some internal hemorrhaging. So, as you can see, there's some blood, and there's this weird like cloud thing that's pulsing in the middle. That is just a pre-hemorrhage. It's basically going to turn into a blood pool if Leon doesn't gel it in time. So of course he's gonna ideally do it in a way where that is dealt with first. You see it didn't there, but it worked out because he had to drain some stuff. And now he has to remove these like hidden cuts, which are in like a tick shape there, so super easy to remember. Just drain those out, suture them up before they re-bleed.
Yeah. I accidentally discovered one of them when moving the camera, even though I knew where we were.
Yeah.
That caused like a tiny cutscene. That was a time loss. If I pressed in a different location to pan the camera, that wouldn't have happened.
I noticed you didn't go for the super fast strat that completely skips those hidden blood pools.
Dude, what's the frame window on that?
I don't even know. Again,
exactly.
Taz only strat completely skips some segment of that operation for some reason. We don't know why. So yeah, I can't help but notice you didn't do that.
Hey Leo, what does the GOAT acronym stand for?
I don't even remember, my guy. It's some really long, almost ridiculous thing. I think it's in Japanese. They don't even explain what it is. It's just like a name. In English, they choose to actually like give it an acronym.
Yeah, it's like gangrenonated something. I don't remember.
Immunolatency toxin. I don't remember. I'm not looking it up. I can't be bothered. Anyway, it returns. It's back from the first game, and everything is going wrong at this place. That's why the sky is red, because that's totally how that works. Disease outbreak causes red skies. Little we know.
Yeah, didn't you see the red sky during COVID?
True. Anyway, so basically, people are getting infected with Kiriaki. It's the first type of guild that you're introduced in the first game. It is the most like common, ubiquitous type. It just cuts open the patient from the inside. So that means there's going to be a lot of suturing, a lot of lasering, a lot of draining blood. And we have to deal with 3 patients in 10 minutes. I mean, you have to deal with 3 patients in 10 minutes. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm just here for the ride.
You're the nurse.
Yeah, I'm not very good one, let's be honest. So yeah, you can see 3 patients. They're all very similar. We'll explain the first 2, 1 or 2, and then we'll go from there. So first off, there's some blood. Gotta remove that. With that, Leon can then suture up some stuff. And when some more cuts appear, Leon's then going to use ultrasound, find this little bat thing. That's Kiriaki in its immature form. He's going to suture up some stuff. He gets 2 more.
Ultrasound.
Again, removing them with the scalpel, then lasering them until they're dead, which is 2 hits. Now we get the mature variant. It starts with 3 cuts in the middle in this asterisk shape, and Leon's going to find it and then kill it basically with a couple hits with the laser. And just suture everything up, nice and quick. The next patient is going to be super similar, so while we load into that, Xoneris, hit me.
I mean, I don't want to stand up and come over to do that. But...
Oh,
you meant to donate.
Yeah,
sorry. Gotcha. We got €4 from our good friend Ugyu saying, "Hey Leo, hey Leon, wishing you good luck from the board game room. Which color would you like to play?"
No, stop this. Red.
Green.
Blue.
Anyway. We're in the second patient now. This is very similar, except now there is a twist. Now we have what's called Queen Kiriaki. It's not the same as a mature Kiriaki. It behaves very similar, except now it will leave a Kiriaki egg. And this is what Andrew was like, wait. It's like, yeah, because there's now this egg thing that Leon needs to remove. If he doesn't remove it and attacks the Queen Kiriaki, it will hatch an egg. Now, what's something interesting about that is normally you have to remove them all or else, except Leon's hopefully going to do a very cool strat on the next patient, because you can kind of get around that. If he instead leaves the lacerations on screen and then deals with the Queen Kiriaki, what will happen is no eggs will spawn, and that will, as a result, save a lot of time. So first go deal with 2 immatures, Nice ultrasound and scalpel there.
Annoying thing about them is that they are kind of random, essentially. I don't know where they are.
Yeah. So again, gonna remove those, do a small boost in the meantime, and now he's gonna look for the queen. He's not gonna suture these cuts. You can see there's one egg, which will spawn, but as he then deals with the queen here,
Angie.
yapping, you can see no eggs are spawning. So Leon's gonna keep going and just deal with the queen, which does take multiple hits. And just like that, it's now dead, and he can suture up everything without dealing with any additional eggs. Normally, I think it's 1 or 2 eggs per wave.
It's 1 on the first one, 2, and then maybe 3 on the last one. I've not done eggs in a while.
Don't remember, yeah. The whole point of that strat is to completely remove that whole egg thing. So we talked about Emilio earlier on. It's that time. So there were 3 patients there. Nice. We were aiming for a 4th. That would be Emilio, as he said, no, do me last, even though he has post-transplant and, like, in general, not in good health. So it's kind of like a bad move, you know, to be like, yeah, do me last. I don't know why he made that decision on why Derek let him.
Leo, but the antibodies.
The guy, the girl antibody. Anyway, Emilio is no longer with us. He's not doing all too hot. He's peaced out. And so now Derek is kind of freaking out. He's not doing too well. Angie's worried about him, and Derek is like, I'm fine. Leave me alone. I can do surgery. We're going to find out that's not the case. And in fact, Derek is very quickly unraveling.
We're gonna operate on our protege now, who has bad fever from the previous, like, chapter 1 at the start, where bodies exploding.
The cranky fever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, he somehow still got it. It's only now showing up. And our protege looked up to Derek because he could use the healing touch.
So now we're going to use it.
And so he goes to use it and it just doesn't work. And so what happens is Derek is like, I can't do this. And so our boy Hoffman...
Notice the time. We gave up on operating on our protege in just under 4 seconds.
Could you imagine walking to the OR? Which gets funny. So think about, like, look at the timer right now and just keep that in mind. So Derek walks into the operating theater. He sees his protege. He tries to activate his magic star healing nonsense to slow down time. It doesn't work. He gives up within 4 seconds. He walks out. He walks into another OR and then decides, okay, I've got to figure out how to do this again.
Personal training, as it says.
And, you know, within like a minute to 2 minutes, he's walked out, walked into a new OR, declared he is a doctor, and then won't be able to do the healing touch again.
Yeah, it's another star drawing operation.
Yay, we love drawing stars.
Stars.
He went for the butterfly, let's go. Always doing the butterfly strats. We love to see it.
I don't actually want to do it when I actually need to do it fast, because like I'm not used to it, but...
Concentrate.
So you can see, 10 seconds later, Derek has given up. So like, I know that logically it makes sense that he did this all in the span of, like, I don't know, half an hour, where he walked out of one OR and walked into a new one. But to us, he did it in 2 minutes. And he slammed the desk in rage. No.
And he gave up on his career.
I mean, yeah, basically, as it says, collapse and losing faith. So he needs some rehabilitation. He needs to be put back in a shape where he is reminded he can do surgery without his healing touch, even if he feels like he can't. So he's going back to his roots. He's going back to Hope Hospital, the first, like, location in the first game. And he meets up with his old colleagues. He's like, yo, what up? I can't do surgery anymore. Please help me. And so they call in his old nurse, which she likes to nag a lot, I feel like. But that's kind of good for Derek. He needs that right now. And here she is, Mary Fulton.
Derek?
There we go. I was a bit quick.
Yeah. So basically, Derek says, hey, I can't operate. And his boss says, go operate.
Yeah, basically. It's like, get yourself straight and do this gallbladder extraction. And then there's an appendicitis afterwards.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're operating back to back. This is not like the night watch like in the next episode.
I think it's just that the appendectomy needs to be performed straight away. Otherwise, it will get worse, so that's why.
Probably.
Anyway, a gallbladder extraction is relatively straightforward. Open up the patient, then remove any gallstones that are leaving the gallbladder. Inject this so that it can be removed, and basically just cut it a whole bunch. We'll see a gallstone rather escapes. The entire gallbladder is going to be yoinked out now. There's a big one that's to the left, so I'm sure the vitals will be fine. Yeah, okay. Calculated. And just like that, gallbladder's removed. But as we said, there is another section to this surgery. We're now going to load into the patient has an appendicitis, so that needs to be also yoinked out. So we've got some pus here. Going to drain that and then inject this this like sedative. There's so many sedatives in this game.
Yeah.
I'm going to use some zip ties to just, close it off, and that's how it works probably. And then inject a whole bunch of anti-inflammatory, just like that.
But just enough inflammation, so only 2 injections are enough to cover everything.
Yep. And just like that, patient is saved. That was some more normal surgery. That was kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's not going to last for long, but okay, so while we wait for the next car crash, literally car crash is going to happen again. While we wait for the next car crash, we have some messages on us.
We do indeed. We got 30 euros from Double saying, "Hey Leon and Leo, solid job on the run so far. Let's see if our lovely host Xoneris can get this right." Let's see.
What?
Gangliated utrophin immunolatency toxin.
He didn't in fact get it right.
Yeah, that's the GOAT acronym.
Yes.
There you go. Shout out to Double for helping you two who didn't remember.
We need to hurry.
I mean, why would we remember? Let's be
We're
real.
doctors.
What do you mean? This is a very, very important acronym.
Sorry, we're very serious here.
Yes. Please, doctors.
Get out of our OR. We're about to operate.
We'll begin the
We're
procedure.
doctors. Why would we need to remember diseases?
You only need to fix them. You don't need to remember them.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Hey,
Do your best.
time for yet another car crash. And here, Leon's going to boost the vitals up before going in. You can see the max is 40, which is quite low in retrospect because the amount of stuff that's about to happen, the spleen is literally exploding. So Leon's going to carefully pull out some bone fragments. Very quickly, in fact. I'm kind of impressed. And then gel everything up, remove all the blood, and then suture up all the wounds. So overall, pretty quick. The bone fragments are the scariest part because if you drop them or if you don't pick them out, they do a lot of damage. Of course, the spleen is still exploding, which honestly I'm surprised that just suturing it all up is perfectly fine. That amount of trauma is not healthy for any organ.
Trauma.
Yes, thank you. Anyway, switching up the patient and then slapping on a bandage as we have 2 more patients.
Let's continue.
The next one is pretty straightforward. We're just going to suture up some more cuts, remove some glass, and then we have some hidden hemorrhages inside of the patient. These are at exact spots so Leon knows where to be sticking the scalpel into this patient's lung.
Derek.
But first he's going to deal with these large cuts and this glass, gel up the stuff here. And then he's going to start poking around as you do. Boost the vitals because that's kind of important. And then he's going to pan the camera up as he needs to get to this mess. Again, carefully planning out where he's going to put the camera so he can get as much as possible. Deal with that hidden cut, suture up a whole bunch more stuff, gel these hemorrhages before they bleed, and now boost the vitals up so he can get rid of all of these hidden cuts.
What do you mean? The organ's perfectly fine. Oh.
Yeah, quite the contrary. There's a lot of hidden cuts here. So again, just suturing real fast. Love to see it. And then close up the patient with a nice delta. That was cool.
Yeah, so if you use the teleportation glitch, can you explain the delta?
Yeah. So basically, again, mentioned that two silences means you can average the point in the middle and kind of teleport stuff. you do that with a suture, you can put one stylus down, tap once, and it will create 2 lines, tap again, and it will create that 4th line you need to finalize the suture. That's what we call a delta. Nice pen. You just pull that out of a man's bicep. Anyway.
This is the worst patient in history of patients. I won't tell amputate to stand.
So very carefully going to be connecting these tiny little ligaments, and you can see how small they are. He did it first try, so I think that's a round of applause for that. Because I will remind you again, he is on a screen that is so small that if he moves his... Nice bandage. If he moves his hand ever slightly too far to left or right, it won't count, and it will count as a miss.
For like the XS run where you cannot do any mistakes, this operation can easily cause me to lose like half an hour as I keep resetting, making a mistake on those ligaments. Yeah,
so for typically the most common requirement for a maximum grade of XS is that you cannot miss. There's only a few operations, I don't know if there is in this game. I think there are a few operations in this game where you are allowed to miss and it'll be fine. It won't count towards that.
I think there's one.
Yeah, it's like one probably. But they're very uncommon, and so typically if you miss, you have to reset that up if you're going for max grade. But now that we've gotten past the surgery at Hope Hospital, Derek is being forced into more surgery. I mean, he's a surgeon, kind of makes sense. But more importantly, Angie's dad has PGS. He had Salvato in the first game, and now he has post-guilt syndrome. And he's not doing all too great. His heart is impacted because Salvato was on his heart.
His heart became a traffic light.
Yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch of flashing tumors on here. Like they'll blink. Flashing is kind of a strong term. They'll blink, and he'll need to drain them when they're blue and not when they're red. Simple as, you know, that's pretty straightforward.
I might murder this guy, but I'm going to try to not detox this time.
Yeah, please don't.
We'll see.
Hey. You can see they blink in a particular order, and Leon is going to operate in a particular order to extract these. Okay, just give a moment.
The patient's in danger.
Very nice. Every time he it's flashing and it's on blue. If he drains it, it extends that time just a little. It's very particular. But you can see here, there's now an extra one that's just rapidly blinking. And Derek is like, no, I can't do that. I'm out. He just decides to just suture up. Angie's dad is like, yeah, I'm out. Bye. Because he can't use his healing touch. He's like, it's too much. So that does mean we get to see that operation again, as backup is not going to make it in time.
Honestly, in story, how does Derek expect anyone else to do the operation without his time slowing down powers?
The only person who could do it is Hoffman.
Yes.
I feel like Hoffman is another character who has the healing touch, who was a bit of a mentor to Derek in his early days.
But the backup that arrives is like, I forgot his name, God.
Chase?
Yes.
Yeah, one of the other doctors who has no special abilities.
So how did he expect him to do that?
I don't know. Derek was stressed out, you know? Anyway, Derek is like, all right, fine, let's do surgery again. So he...
So we just closed the patient like 10 minutes ago.
And now we're just going to rip off the sutures, basically.
I will save this patient.
I mean, you're going to cut in the exact same spot. I don't know how that works.
I won't let you die.
Look, our bandages and sutures dissolve very quickly.
They're magic, yeah.
Yeah, they're very advanced versus the bandage and the sutures had already dissolved.
Yeah. Anyway, so open up the patient again in the exact same spot, and we're going to reveal that, in fact, the work we did just got a whole lot worse.
Yeah, this time I am going to detox because this is far too much damage to not do that.
Yeah, if he doesn't detox, the vitals will drop, and it will be an absolute mess. Now, Leon's going to do this very carefully. I say that, he's stressing me out a little. He's basically going to remove them one by one. While this is noticeably slower than if he was to do this any other way, where he kind of groups them together, this way ensures that he doesn't kill the patient, which at the end of the day is faster than if he was to try and go fast and then kills the patient. Anyway, back to this flashing tumor, I guess. And Derek finally remembers he can concentrate. Leon's going to draw some stars while he waits for this flashing tumor, and then drain it, cut it out, pull it out, and pop in a membrane for him to be treated. And just like that, Derek is now back to his old self, and he's locked in. He's ready to go.
Yeah, if I did any mistake in that operation, like dropping a tumor when it's red,
it would have been over.
Everything would have, like, he would have probably been alive, but it's literally faster to restart the operation than to deal with the fallout of a mistake.
Exactly. Nice bandage, by the way.
Bandages are always nice.
Like, you covered that much of the wound, and it was this big.
Look, our bandages are super advanced.
Why are they like that in the other games, then?
They dissolved in 5 minutes in between the operation.
I guess. For reference, this game is based in 2021?
The far future of 2021, yeah.
So it was set 4 years ago now. So the original game, Under the Knife in Second Opinion, as the second opinion was a remake of it, was set in the far future of 2018.
Oh, no.
No. Yeah, it was. It was made in 2006, so you can kind of see they were a bit optimistic on how technology would advance in the medical field, as we don't have fancy gel that just treats nearly everything.
We don't have a sedative that keeps the patient alive basically indefinitely while you inject them.
That'd be pretty cool, huh? I feel like a lot of issues would go away if we had that kind of stuff.
Regardless of disease.
Yeah, you just... and then they're good.
Hey.
Anyway, so Derek is back to his old self. He's all good. And now there's a new company who is basically going to take all the surgeons away from Caduceus and nearby hospitals, meaning that Derek is going to have to do a whole lot more surgery than he used to. Which, I mean, if we think about it, he's been doing a lot of surgery as it is, so that's not going to change that much.
The new hospital has an acronym of HOA, which is Hands of Asclepius, but we like to call them Homeowners Association.
Yeah. So, we now get to do even more tumors. You'll notice this time limit is 6 minutes, which means it's a bit of a chunkier operation. Most operations have a 5-minute time limit. So Atlas gives you a whopping 1 minute extra for what's about to happen. And this op is pretty messy. There's a lot going on. So Leon's going to first remove these tumors, if he can place the drain properly.
Look, the game's hard.
I mean, yes, it is hard, but I am that nurse who's going to break you for it.
You're like Angie.
Yeah, I'm like Angie. Anyway, he's going to laser all these mini tumors and then gel everything up. And with that, we now move on to the next phase. You're going to put in the sedative. We can see there's even more stuff now, and the patient's going to flatline. It's all going wrong.
The flatline is scripted. I did the detox before the flatline, so it lasts longer.
Using HT here gives him more opportunity to just clear up stuff as it comes along. So he's now going to drain all of this blood, and he has 3 tumors to excise here. There's more coming up, but he's doing this in a very particular order, as if I recall, the drain gets taken away from him as well in this hall.
Also, the HT is because another flatline is timed.
Yeah. So again, lasering a whole bunch of stuff. Vitals are getting a bit low, but there is likely another defib inbound.
Not yet. I
it
need
will be
to
soon,
extract another tumor.
Yeah, and the drain will be now taken away from him once it's extracted.
Come on.
There we go.
I didn't want to risk, so I didn't extract the other one.
There's the drain's been taken away, and Leon does this basically as early as possible, so that he can do other stuff in the meantime. So
if you wave the scalpel around a bit too much, this happens.
Yep. Anyway, the drain is back. So it means that Leon can now start to clear up whatever else is left. Toxicosis kicks back in, so he's going to inject some more sedative so it doesn't do more DPS. And then he's basically just going to drain all this blood, find the last 3 tumors.
Oh, come on, we're still
just under the tools. It is possible to just about work under the tools like that, but it's not easy.
Whatever. I'm not going to deal with that.
Yeah, so you can see these tumors is what's causing the blood to spawn in. So the faster he removes these, the better. Got more toxicosis, but that's fine. There's not too much left of the op. The important thing is that the vitals don't drop too low. Here's that RNG that I was talking about.
There's one more polyp here.
Yep, hiding under all the blood.
Yeah, I knew there had to be 6. It's 2 per tumor in this operation, so...
Yeah. So, like I mentioned, the polyps have a bit of RNG into them where they'll spawn a blood pool or not. Which, in this operation especially, causes a lot of problems. Because you can't do anything under a blood pool. You can't laser, you can't... I think you can scalpel? Or can't you? I don't remember. Anyway, it generally stops you from doing playing the video game. So we don't like that.
Another annoying thing about the polyps, they not also are RNG in the way of blood pools, they are also RNG in where they spawn. They have like a certain radius around the tumor where they can spawn, but
Yeah.
it's just RNG.
Yes. So it's very annoying. It's just a headache. It's very minor and it doesn't actually change that much in terms of the run. But for small optimization, as we mentioned, you want to use a singular tool as much as possible. So a blood pool takes that away from you and you have to drain.
Yeah, and sometimes you want to pan the camera just right, but then the radius is just out of the way and the polyp can spawn off screen or behind the tools, which makes it impossible to grab.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to we're gonna go to the building that has the crazy lady who wanted to do experiments on Derek. I mean, basically did. We're gonna find out that they have a outbreak of guilt. This one's, I think, more of a normal guilt, isn't it? It's Tatati.
Yeah, Tatati. Yeah.
So this game introduces old guild types with new ones, and the old guild types can sometimes be revised. So like with Kiriaki, we had Queen Kiriaki. With Tatati, later on, we're going to get introduced to a gimmick of extra colors. Tatati
Later on,
is...
this operation, though.
I don't remember. I've forgotten this video game.
I might be wrong. We'll see.
All you need to know, Tatati, as Simon says, you see 3 colors. You inject the color into the color. You remove it. That's it.
But don't inject the green healing sedative into the green tumor. It's only the green.
Particularly, yeah, the green serum. It's not the green healing juice, which is in a rounded vial at least. Yeah, you can see these, I don't know, weird fish things just flopping around on the organ. They're flapping around their little arms as they swim around. Nice vitals. And Leon now gets introduced to a new color, blue.
Whatever are we going to do?
There's 4 colors!
Oh no! Oh, here's another.
Okay, here's another vial, so we're all good. No big deal. They just managed to make that out of thin air, I guess. But yeah, again, just gonna be injecting each color. This isn't too bad, as long as you're tracking at least 2 of them, and then the third you can normally figure out just from by proxy. So SMH, not fixing up the vitals. Okay, thank you. Nice vitals.
Yeah, we stab the patient a little bit to hurt him. That's fine.
Malpractice.
I mean, we did mention this is a malpractice simulator.
True. Yeah, you can see pretty straightforward. Just inject thing into the right color. Pretty straightforward. Nice S rank.
Oh, I'm actually kind of surprised. The score is tight when you don't disinfect the wound.
Yeah, but you didn't miss anything.
No.
So anyway, again, you're planning this out. Another funny word. On to 5-3, which is just a dialogue episode. So he's just gonna leave. Bye guys, don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, chapter 5 is in general pretty chill besides with 5-1.
Yeah. So now he's going to load into 5-4, abduction.
This is going to take forever.
This is a long intro.
Cutscene.
Yeah. This is a long intro for a relatively short operation.
The operation takes less than 20 seconds, Leo.
Okay, yeah. So that gives you an idea of a lot of yapping, but not a lot of gameplay.
I think my split time for this is like over 3 minutes, and the operation is like I said, 20 to 30 seconds, so...
Damn, okay. So yeah, basically, to explain the plot, Angie's dad is now working for one of the companies, for the HOA, I believe, but he's kind of doing it as like an inside man. He's just doing it to... He needs a job, basically, and it makes sense for him to work in the medical field. And which Angie and Derek don't like. He's working for the bad guys, basically. I mean, we don't know they're the bad guys yet, but we know they're the bad guys.
Yeah, just to mention, Angie's dad was
originally the bad guy.
Yeah, he was originally the bad guy, so he's like confined. It's like his daughter's like, what the heck are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, at least he's got a job. Sorry. Hey, so we now get to treat someone who has been shot. I don't even remember why.
They were abducting the woman that wants to get Derek over to her company.
Oh, right, okay.
And this is like her bodyguard or the driver, I don't remember.
Either way.
Oh no, this is one of the assailants. And
Yeah.
then we attach a tracker to him later.
Please
Anyway,
hurry.
man's been shot. We need to pick up the pace. Thank you.
Continue.
It's fine.
We have 1 minute for this operation, which is actually quite tight if
And
you think about
maximum
it.
vitals are 15.
Use the
Yeah.
drain.
I mean, understandably so. The man's been shot and he has been living with a bullet in him for the last, like, I don't know,
10 seconds.
a bit more than that. Anyway, remove the bullet. Everything gets worse, as always. And now we do a lovely heart massage, which is just a timing mini game where Leon needs to tap the screen when...
The timing is not tight.
No, it's not.
Doctor.
Where he just taps the screen when the circles line up. And that's it.
Well,
Such does some stuff. And that's it. We're going to be operating on the same guy in the next... Oh!
It's fine.
Monka Vitals.
Look, vitals are a resource, Leo. I'm not sure why you're worried.
Okay, to briefly explain what just happened there, because you would have thought the patient would be dead when it says 0. The vitals are on a floating point value, which means it's stored effectively as a decimal place, which means it can be 0 point whatever. The game will only render 0, but it can be 0 point whatever. And it's not 0.000, so they're not dead yet. So initially, patient had like 10 point something, you missed, went down to 5 point something, you missed again, and that's 0 point something. It's very scary when it goes down to 0 because you know that if there's anything that does damage on screen, you don't have long. You need to hurry up and treat whatever's there.
Look, I don't know why you were worried. I'm a professional here.
Don't lie to me. You're also worried there.
Nah.
Thankfully, it's a really short op, so if he had to redo it, then it would have been fine.
be careful.
But he didn't. He's a professional.
Yeah, so now like we mentioned before, we're going to attack... This person who got shot in the previous operation needs a pacemaker.
Yep.
And since
Let's
he's a
begin
bad
the
guy,
operation.
the police was like, hey, attach a GPS tracker to his pacemaker.
That's how that works, I guess. We were very apprehensive to do it, but you can see, yeah, putting in a pacemaker, putting in some wires, and we get wrapping Angie.
Use the forceps. Use the sutures are ready. Well,
I think it happens in the next one, right? Where
Yeah, I
everything
think
goes wrong.
it's when it goes wrong, because
Hey.
of course it does.
And a heart massage, and we'll need to replace the cables.
Yeah, the police provided us with a faulty pacemaker, because
Of course they did. Why wouldn't they?
now Angie should be rapping if I don't mess up.
All right, here we go.
use the antibiotic tip. Use the scalpel.
Ah.
Use the drain. Use the sutures are ready. Use the forceps. Use the forceps. Use the ultrasound. Use the scalpel. Use the scalpel. Use the drain. Use the sutures are ready. Please continue. Well,
Use the.
Yeah, so basically it's just voice lines getting cut off by my next action.
the
Yeah.
sutures are ready.
Normally Angie tells you the next step, but if you do multiple steps at the same time, like Leon was doing that, it basically causes everything to just kind of get confused. It's great. In Japanese, it's also pretty fun.
It's a less fun because Japanese starts with like the tool name, but
Yeah.
in English you always start with the use.
And with an absolutely incredible performance by Angie. Xoneris, what's your incredible performance?
Damn. You're not ready for this one.
Oh, I'm not. I'm holding onto the chair.
Okay, so since our two very professional doctors here save a lot of lives of fictional characters, we here at BSG, we're raising money for a charity that saves lives of actual real people,
Whoa.
because MIND is the nationwide organization committed to prevent mental health issues. MIND strives to provide support to individuals and families facing mental health challenges, and all of your donations received here at BSG will go directly towards MIND. And since in today's day and age mental health problems are on the rise, I personally feel like this is a very, very good charity to put some money towards. And if you at home, dear viewer, also feel very strongly about preventing mental health issues and problems, please consider donating to this very great cause. And with that, back to our professional, fictional life-saving doctors. And by the way, we also reached 1,500, so that's pretty sick.
I was going to applaud you on that fantastic segue at the start, and then at the end, that segue was not so great. But you're doing your best. It's okay. We're the professionals. You're still warming up.
All right. So
Okay, buddy.
Anyway, moving.
story-wise, we just tracked the bad guy who had a GPS into the space maker to find like the abducted company head woman person.
And we're going to be injecting some nanomachines, son, into this small core. We're going to do that again.
Very exciting.
It takes forever. And now Leon's going to be lasering for the next minute or two.
Hopefully you don't mind the laser sounds.
We're just going to yap some more. That's the important bit. Yap more over the stupid laser sound.
So this is one of the goats that was in the original game. It used to be like one body, so the complications like, oh hey, it splits in half.
Yep.
I'll try not to hold the laser because I know it's annoying.
Oh, it's miserable.
It is a tiny bit faster to hold the laser because it warms up by a tiny bit.
Yeah, it's very minimal though, and doesn't matter too much. Now this is the opportunity where I would say to a particular friend, anytime there's any mention of Pempty, they seem to just wake up and they're there. So Bark, hi, I know you're watching. Hey, so as I mentioned, Leon is going to be lasering the top and then the bottom in alternating pattern as they have the same amount of health. If he doesn't do that, what happens is the last core that is alive will go into a berserk mode and it will unleash a whole bunch more cores that is very tricky to deal with at a single time. So the best way to deal with that is to alternate those hits. You can see he's basically just dealing with these other like small cores in the meantime, making sure that they don't do too much vital damage or go on a rampage.
Yeah.
Super straightforward.
When the boss damage is available, I let the small cores to do damage because it's just faster.
Yeah, the thing that actually matters is the main cores at the top and bottom. The faster they die, the faster we're out of this patient and we're on to the next. So that's why Leon will typically ignore a lot of stuff.
Calculated.
And you see like that, when one dies, it kills off the mini cores. It's now flashing red and it's really angry. And so it's going to unleash a whole bunch of mini cores. I mean, this really isn't actually that scary.
No.
And like that's dead.
It can be scary if you just focus one of them, honestly, but...
Yeah, nice chain, by the way.
I'm gonna ruin it. Wait, no. Max chain will remain that.
The max chain is nice. Thank you. So yeah, just like that, MT has been dealt with. We only deal with that one more time, thankfully.
Thankfully.
Because it's kind of... I don't know. In this game in particular, I feel like it's not super interesting.
No.
In Second Opinion, the game where... Well, Under the Knife is the first game it comes from. Second Opinion is the Wii remake. And that has some excitement where sometimes you might get what's called a Pempty skip, where it just skips the animation. It doesn't happen in this game, sadly, which makes immediately this game worse than Second Opinion. There, I said it. Anyway, moving into Chapter 6. We're in the last 2 chapters now. So while we load into Chapter 6, I think, Xoneris, you can redeem yourself.
Understood.
Okay, buddy. Thanks for the second chance there. First of all, before I read what I meant to read, quickly want to give a shout out to Games Done Quick who rated us.
Whoa!
So thanks, everyone. Huge shout out. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate that.
Welcome in, Raiders.
And yeah, what I meant to say is we got 20 euros from Peltos saying, "Hey everyone, great to see you guys are hard at work again, supporting an amazing cause. Let's work towards a 100% glitchless run." Referring to the next run where we have this donation incentive where we can upgrade the category from all collectibles to 100%. We are like a little bit less than 60 euros away from that, I believe. And yeah, I feel like
We can meet that.
we can easily meet that. So
Let's make it happen.
thanks for the donation and thanks to GDQ. Back to the doctors.
We're indeed doctoring.
Doctoring. You have
Doctor?
roughly 45 minutes left, so easy.
We got this. Yeah, 45 minutes to get those donations and to make that upgrade happen. So, you know you want to.
Dr. Styles.
It's always funny, like half of the game is like the last 2 chapters almost.
Yeah, the majority of gameplay is in the last section. Understandably so, it gets longer as each chapter gets longer.
Hope we
So,
save.
Hey, we now deal with more PGS. This one is of treaty, those stupid triangles with thorns that you have to remove. We don't have to do that, thankfully. We just have to remove some thorns that have embedded themselves.
I feel
Super
like
easy to remove.
Even Atlas realized how bad the puzzle was.
Yeah. So here you can see Leon just basically yanking them all out, plunking down some membranes, gelling it, and we're done. We have to do it again. More will appear. Again, super straightforward, and you'll see that Leon drains 2 blood pools at once by overlapping the drain on the blood, if he can. Because sometimes the hitbox doesn't quite line up, but it does save him from putting down the drain and reusing it, which doesn't cost that much time, but it does add up across the run.
Yeah, also the gimmick in this operation, we don't have our healing juice because
Reasons.
the Homeowners Association bought
Stole it.
everything and we can't buy anymore or something.
Yeah, so pretty straightforward of just pull everything out before it does vital damage.
Yeah.
Class.
Right.
Nice S rank.
Yes.
You're already being a master surgeon today.
I told you I'm a professional.
Okay, okay. I believe you now.
Okay. Next up is Thor. Well,
I got this look from Tech of like, I don't know, he doesn't seem that professional.
look, I didn't kill a person yet.
Okay, we gotta give him that.
Look,
True.
we'll see. I'm going to try to maintain it that way, okay? Hopefully you missed the Simon Says virus. That's especially boring because that's that again.
We have Simon Says again?
Tetarti.
Yay! Did we get another
Yay.
color at least?
Yes.
Yay! It's not the last time we're gonna see this, is it?
No.
Aww. Anyway, we're gonna deal with Tatati again, and we get another color. So it means there's now 5 colors, which does actually make it slightly harder. I was gonna say significantly harder, but that's a lie. This is only difficult if you have difficulty seeing colors. And even then, I feel like in this game, they did a lot better of a job with making them more distinct.
Oh, yeah.
In the previous games, the color accuracy, the difference between colors was really not great. So in this game, at least, they are a bit more clear. Admittedly, if you have any kind of color... What's the word? You can't see colors very well. That's the
Color
one.
blindness.
Yeah, color blindness. Thank you.
Look, I'm the doctor.
I mean, I don't know what's going on here, but sure. The serious amounts of shade being thrown here.
So yeah, it's literally just the same operation.
Yeah,
Match
again.
for colors.
So we'll just poke some colors in,
Please inject the medication.
Poke
and
the
then
patient.
yep,
Oh.
stab them a bit, poke them a bit. Again, just poking in the colors one by one.
By the amount I'm messing around, you can probably realize how easy it is.
Yep.
We got a new color. We're very scared though. Wait, we haven't in a while.
Oh my goodness, new color. I was nervous that you didn't quite track which one was which, so I was like, you paying attention?
Sometimes.
Not all the time though. But yeah, again, just poke them in. It's really straightforward. Nice. I find the 2 colors that are closest together is yellow and green. Surprised they
I
didn't
didn't
pick.
look at this one. Okay, it worked.
Remarkable.
I'm surprised they didn't pick like another color that's just a bit more clear. But either way, it's been treated. You're trying to boost the vitals there.
No, I'm disinfecting the wound. What do you take me for?
You still got a bad though.
I disinfected it a little bit. I felt bad for the kid.
You know, at least they won't get some disease,
Exactly.
some infection.
I
And
did
again,
it for the score.
he's still a master surgeon. As you can tell, this game can be quite lenient in terms of score. It might actually be like, you know, like, hey, you did a good job. And other times, it is not. It is incredibly mean.
Yeah. Getting access on hard is a bit tighter score-wise.
Yeah.
Dr. J!
So, we're now loading into 6-4.
Damn it.
Time to get abducted.
Yay! Oh, that's this operation.
I think so, right?
Backfire? Is this the operation we're
Yeah.
playing? Yeah, then it is the abduction.
Yeah, this move.
Which is weird because abduction, like, earlier on, is not you getting abducted.
Huh?
Yeah, it's the company lady getting up.
Yeah, it makes sense. But anyway, yeah, we get taken away by the bad guys. We're just kind of standing around, and the bad guys are like, all right, get in the van.
These two guys were two different people. The one who was looking up and too straight. I always assumed they're the same person, but they're two different bad guys.
They look too similar.
They look too similar, I do agree.
Yeah. Anyway, while we are getting stuffed in the back of a car, Xoneris, let's go.
Yep. I got a good one here.
Got a good one.
Got €5 from Bad Donation Man, saying, Doctor, I'm afflicted with guilt. The doctor goes, have you tried apologizing? Thank you for that donation.
If you got more terrible puns for us, please do.
Yes, Bad Donation Man, please keep them coming. They're actually very amusing.
Make sure to put them towards the incentive upgrade as well.
They do.
Good.
I just didn't mention it, but
Yeah.
good looking out, buddy.
Anyway, we're gonna do some surgery in a car. It's dark. We have a pen light. But because it's dark and because it's in a moving car, it does mean that we are going to be moving around a bit.
Yeah, I placed the pen light in a very specific location on like a specific letter of the loading screen. That's a perfect location to see most of the bone shards, and I can do the rest that's not visible.
Yeah, so you can see Leon pulled out all the bones. We also have a second ability where if we put in all the bone fragments, it stops the car from turning.
Yeah, and she was about to scream, we're turning left. The car is turning left, but when we finished the bone operation, we manifested a tunnel that we can go straight, obviously.
Yeah. So, you know, instead of turning left, it's just like, all right, we're going straight through now. Hey, we're done with saving this guy. We're saving the bad guy. I mean, I guess we're a doctor, so it's fine.
I mean, they literally said we're going to shoot you if you don't say B rank.
Nice. You're a specialist.
Yes. I'm special.
Good. Hey, moving into 6-5, which is again just another lovely.
Do you remember the next operation, Leo? It's, yeah.
Okay, I know what's coming up. Our lovely 6-6. Leon is going to move to hard. This is allowed in the category you're allowed to play on a difficulty higher than what your lowest is. So if you choose to play a normal speedrun, you have to play on normal or hard. If you play on easy, you can play on any difficulty. But typically, in a few operations, and specifically for this game, if you play on hard, you are able to reduce a cycle time or to make something quicker. In this game, we're going to be operating on a door. You heard me correctly, we're operating on a door. So basically what that means is we open up the door with the scalpel by cutting through all the seams or whatever with the glue, or I don't know.
They open a control panel, I think.
Yeah, they open a control panel, and inside there is a whole bunch of pins. Those pins need to be removed while they're not flashing green. So you're going to see here, Leon uses the scalpel, just whackers it across the screen, and eventually it will open up like that. And you can see there's a whole bunch of pins. And he now needs to remove all 5 of these pins before, without touching any of them while they're flashing. Like that.
The reason we picked hard because the flashing is shorter on hard.
Yeah, so basically it means that we can grab pins in a quicker period of time. So again, grabbing a scalpel, waggling it around as you do. Doesn't sound dangerous at all. At some point it'll open up. And then again, he's just going to basically yank out some pins. They move in a particular way, so Leon knows which pin is going to flash next. They go either clockwise or counterclockwise. And yeah, he basically just yanks them out.
I honestly don't remember which direction they're moving, I just know what to pull.
Yeah. And once you played this game enough, you kind of just do it on autopilot, I guess. But yeah, waggle that scalpel.
Found it.
Nice. So, again, just going to yank out some more pins. These are surprisingly difficult. You got to keep your movement pretty straight. Safe. Again, we're going to wait for this one. Move it up.
But think about the pins. If I touch it while flashing, it's game over.
Yeah, and the entire operation needs to be redone.
All 4 doors.
4 or 3?
4 doors.
There's 4?
This is the 4th one, Leo.
It is?
Yes. Learn to count, nurse.
I feel like I just basically fell asleep through like one of the doors where it just completely blanked out of memory, you know? I don't know what's going on.
It'd be funny if I was completely wrong.
I feel like this is the third door.
Fuck. Ah.
So this is exactly what we didn't want to happen. If you accidentally touch a pin while it is flashing, it sets off an alarm, which means you need to start from the beginning.
On the bright side, I still haven't killed anyone.
Yeah. Now you notice that Leon opened the pause menu and hit retry, which means that he can get back to the thing quicker. Oh, okay. I was like, why is tech doing something? But no, the tech is counting how many doors there are.
Oh. One.
Chat can also count with us.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, now we're to the second door.
Yes.
Derek's complaining that was exhausting. That was only the first door, my guy. Hey, waggle the scalpel around again, in case you didn't see it. Nice.
Use the forceps.
And then again, using the forceps, just carefully not touching the one that's flashing. Nice.
Doing well.
That was the second. This is the third. The third now.
This is the... Oh, there is 4 doors.
I told you, I played this game before.
Have you?
Potentially.
I didn't know you played this game before.
Where in the... Okay, found it.
Alright, remove the pins again. And while we move on to the last door, Xoneris, getting lovely messages for us.
I feel like this is the most on-theme donation you could possibly get right now.
Hell yeah.
Because we have a €3 donation from Door.
Which one of you did it?
And the message is, Doctor, Doctor, I feel ajar. Thank you for that great donation.
That was fantastic.
I would clap, but I'm busy. I'm being careful this time around.
So you'll see these flash very quickly. So if you don't grab them and remove them when there's an opportunity, you'll be waiting forever. Anyway, we're finally out of the door. Honestly, failing this op is surprisingly common, I feel. Like, it's very easy to just accidentally pull the wrong pin, and that's it. It is game over. So I can't be like... I mean, you didn't kill anyone.
No, I told you I didn't kill anyone.
So I guess... Anyway, he's going to move back to normal now for this next operation, as we have a triple patient guilt operation. That was a mouthful.
Blub, blub,
Blub, blub.
blub, blub.
Yes, all right, here's the trout.
Oh, not here.
I mean, at some point. Well, we'll get there. There's so much dialogue in the meantime. We're going to call the police and be like, yo, come pick us up. And then they appear. And then we go back inside because we find out there's people that need to be operated on. As always. But these are the guys who are like
Related to the original bad guys?
Yeah, they were related to the original bad guys in the first game, and then decide, you know what, we need to carry on the legacy. And they're the ones who've been making Guild.
The original Guild.
Yeah. And what, Guild Plus, I guess. Neo Guild is more of like a separate thing made by the pharmaceutical company.
Yeah.
It's all plot.
Plot, indeed.
Understood.
Hey, like I said, they now go underground and we get the lovely blub blub.
This can't be.
There it is.
Blub, blub.
Blub blub.
Yeah, that's just our inside meme. Don't worry about it too much.
The protege is like, yeah, I'm gonna be helpful, and shoots him with an anti-guilt thing, which actually just makes the guilt so much worse. So Derek has to operate again because his protege messed up.
And then once again, his protege loses all confidence.
Yeah, it just leaves.
Yeah.
It's truly incredible. Blub blub.
Blub, blub.
All right. So, as I mentioned, there's gonna be 3 patients, 3 types of guilt. We'll first deal with Tatati.
This isn't good.
Then we'll deal with
Iriaki.
Iriaki, and then Pempty. So,
It's boring, exciting, boring.
correct.
Let's begin the operation.
Let's begin. All right. So, again, we're going to be doing Simon Says. So if you don't know how that works, Leon's going to inject the color from the vial into the color of the thing. That's it. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
There are
One
5 colors.
difference. There's not gonna be a new color anymore.
Please inject the medication.
There isn't? Oh, that's boring.
Yeah.
I was hoping for more excitement, but it's been very quickly shattered. Again, so poke the things, that's some membranes. The fish boys will appear,
Please inject the
and then you
medication.
should inject them a bit.
Chiral reaction is weakening.
Now, I feel like now's a good time to mention that after the game story, there is a set of operations which is called the X-Ops, or Extreme Operations. They are the hardest variants of each guild type, and are typically very challenging. Even for speedrunners, they are not straightforward. They do require extra steps or things to keep in mind. Some are really straightforward, some aren't, and it's basically impossible. Tatati, surprisingly, is difficult.
Yes.
Because you'll notice that we haven't seen it yet, but if you don't inject them, they hide away. Nice. Oh, he's disinfected it, and he's still got a bad. How is this possible?
Let's begin the
How? How do you do this?
Look, I felt bad for the guy I had to disinfect his wound.
Anyway, so basically, that's the hardest variant possible, which typically would be straightforward, but the timing gets really tight and very difficult. That was a nice ultrasound. On to Kiriaki now. Gonna basically ultrasound, laser, suture up some wounds, wherever that second one is.
I'll need to boost a bit.
Yeah, this is some significant boosting we needed. That was good that didn't work.
It would have been fine either way.
Yeah, so again, Leon's going to do a similar strat to before where he's not going to suture up stuff so that he doesn't have to deal with extra Kiriaki eggs from the queen. And just by doing this, it saves him on finding eggs every single wave. So just suture up a whole bunch. Please don't kill the patient.
Fine.
Thank you. Again, misses do 5 vitals.
Let's begin the
So
operation.
if he is below 5 or on 5, he can't kill the patient.
And now we're back to boring Pempty.
Yep. So now we get to just vibe. Again, inject some nanomachines. Done.
Why did we even keep this part?
I don't know. Atlas is like, yeah, this is fun.
Very exciting gameplay right now.
Yeah. To kind of briefly explain UTK2 in terms of development,
Please be careful.
it was guided by Atlas, but it wasn't necessarily actually developed by Atlas like wholly. We believe that it was made by Vanguard, another kind of auxiliary company that actually did the bulk of the work. They ported Trauma Center New Blood, the second Wii game, and then brought it to the DS, and they reworked a lot of it to fit into the plot. But if you play the 2 games, you'll see a lot of similarities. There's a lot of differences as well. UTK2 sticks a lot more to its roots of the original guild types, original characters and such. While New Blood, by the name of the title, is new characters, new everything.
I don't remember which one I started lasering first. It's fine.
It should be fine. Anyway, again, we're going to alternate lasering top and bottom. Bit by bit, we'll progress through. And again, prioritizing the core itself instead of the mini cores wherever possible, as that's what's stopping us from actually getting through the operation.
And Pump just gives me enough time to boost vitals whenever I want to.
Yep.
These 3 grey ones just deal damage by existing.
Yeah, they're basically, they slowly chip away at the health, the vitals of the patient.
Okay, that one is at 1 HP because Angie made her voice line.
Yeah.
So,
You know, I wouldn't have remembered that, so I'm glad you did. I'm glad it's you running and not me.
it's fine.
Anyway, flashing tumors again, flashing Pempty again. It means he's gonna getting real angry. Gonna laser the mini cores so it doesn't kill the patient super fast. And just like that, it's dead.
That looked weird.
That did look weird.
Interesting.
Anyway, stripped up the patient with a Delta suture,
Operation
slap a bandage on, and let's get out of here and move into Chapter 7. Which means you don't have long if you want to upgrade that incentive. Xoneris, how are we looking for that?
We are looking pretty promising on that one. We, for the exact number, hold 1 sec.
I'm holding.
We are at 101.
Out of?
150.
Oh, 49 euros.
So 49 euros more to go, and then we'll get to see a cool upgrade
Ooh.
from all collectibles to 100%.
49 euros. Let's make it happen. You guys have only got this chapter to go, so you haven't got long.
20 minutes, give or take.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know if it's at the start of the run or at the end of the run?
I think the collectibles towards the end of the run.
Yeah, so we also might have
Maybe, yeah.
parts of the next run to also.
Yeah. But you haven't got long. That's the important thing.
Okay.
Alrighty, story-wise, we are like, yay, we defeated the bad guys, and suddenly new guild appears. Like, oh.
Aha, wrong. We did not defeat the bad guys. As more Neo Guild has been developed, this time on a athlete to improve her performance. Except it's not really doing that.
Because everybody knows diseases improve your performance at everything.
We'll actually get back to that later on, because that's kind of relevant to the plot. Like, a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, as we all know, it makes a big difference to your performance. So, we get introduced to Bythos.
Detecting chiral reaction.
Leon is rapidly tapping for the laser to be given to him as soon as possible. Lovely annoying noise, thank you. Where he'll basically laser this, and now he needs to move that eyeball core in the middle to the tray at the bottom right.
Wait, I don't. No, no.
And it's pretty hard to do. Casually, this is a bit tricky, because you can't touch those glowing things. Except we have a fun trick up our sleeves where you can teleport the core by picking it up, tapping the other side down, and then lifting it as quickly as possible, and it will move very quickly. Very fun shenanigans. Now the eyeball is red, it means it is on the last hit, so Leon just now needs to
I
extract.
hit it when it's in this corner.
And that's it. You now actually just suture up, and the patient is saved.
Yeah,
Don't need to suture up the last cuts.
At one point, I held laser more than I needed to, just to burn out the laser because of how durability works for tools.
Yeah, basically, tools have a percentage from 0 to 100, and as they get used up, it takes time to regenerate, which happens anytime you're not using the tool. But that also means that when you're below a certain percentage, it is faster just to burn the laser out, and it will be given back to you after a set period of time. You're a senior surgeon.
Yes.
You're being called old.
I'm almost 30, that's almost true.
Hey, while we work through Chapter 7, we go through some non-operation stuff. Xoneris.
Yep. I got another good one.
Oh boy,
Oh
we
boy.
got some more puns.
It's not a pun, but
Oh?
it's also amusing.
Okay.
We got 6 years from Anonymous, but you could probably put every person in chat in that. So this game is just doing what a cute nurse tells you to do for approximately 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Indeed.
Where can I play it?
Hey,
Well, I mean, get the. Words are not
DS?
working. Yeah, on DS, Nintendo DS. You can also play it on your 3DS or 2DS XL.
Or you can play the Wii games.
Yeah.
understood.
Either way, Trauma Center has you covered for cute nurse telling you to do things for X period of time. Highly recommend. I mean, these games are also quite challenging.
There's no time.
Leon is making it look very easy, I will be honest. But casually, these games are a bit of a struggle. It's made by Atlas, so of course it is. Anyway, we're now moving into
Use the scalpel.
one of the most technical operations. There's a lot going on here because it's aneurysms, which also means you have to pan the camera around, you have to work on multiple things. So you'll see Leon currently just dealing with the first patient.
The first patient is fairly simple, to be fair.
Treating off some singular aneurysms. Some new ones will spawn in, so he'll pan over. Again, usual deal, just cut, inject, cut, remove, drain, connect, suture. Pretty easy. We'll then get some more aneurysms to inject, so pretty straightforward. Got some more. There is one more hidden under the tools to the right. Leon is just going to lead that for now. He's going to close off everything and then suture everything up. And he's going to come back to that one.
Oh, come on.
Just shy of how much you had there. Again, close it up. And move on to the next patient. The next patient's a little more tricky. It has the big aneurysms and a bit more blood around. We're basically discovering that this is all happening in part because of guilt and neo-guilt they've been developing. So, go on.
Did you mention that we're operating on our brain every single time?
Did I? I don't know.
I don't know, but we're operating on the brain.
Yeah, if you didn't know, we're operating on the brain. Which also means that things are a bit scary. If Leon makes a mistake, suddenly this person won't be able to smell anymore.
We don't need to smell.
I mean, fair point. But yeah, you can see once Leon removes this one, the big aneurysm is going to spawn in like that. So it's good to route that in mind as it takes more work. There's also another one off screen that just burst. Another one.
I'm sure that guy's brains is fine.
Yeah, you know, just pop in left, right, and center. Won't be a problem at all. Connecting up these vessels again, suturing up. And now we get the last wave. Leon's positioning the camera as best as possible to get both of these big aneurysms. They take a full dose of sedative each. Fortunately, that one has worn off, but that's fine. He's now going to pair it with the one on the left.
Just the problem, if you let them stay like big for a while, we require an obscene amount of syringe.
Yeah, it's really important to get these big aneurysms out as quickly as possible, or at least like cut out. Else they grow and grow and they're really annoying. And if they do burst, they do a lot of damage. Last patient, we now have tumors and some pus thrown in just for the fun of it. So requires a bit more careful routing of injecting, draining, cutting. It should be fine. It'll be fine. You can see that Leon basically cutting out everything, using a singular tool for as long as possible, draining everything, using the forceps to close everything and drop membranes. You get the idea. You're now going to get rid of these, and you're going to boost the vitals a bit because it is necessary for the next bit.
Yeah, it's just because I messed up a little bit, so I'm lower than I usually am.
He pans, and now he's going to use HT. The Healing Touch will give him more time to work on the aneurysms and the tumors. I think the top left node of the aneurysm on the... yeah, there you go. The working behind the tools is possible, but very difficult. Yeah, he's going to leave that one for when he pans over. There's another... two tumors here, as well as these aneurysms. I think it's slightly further down. There you go.
Yeah, I can use the ultrasound to figure out where things are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing it fairly slow, so it's going to be a bit more dangerous than usual, so...
Yeah, but it is more important to do each step kind of correctly than to rush through, end up with more mess, more issues. So slowly working through it. What are you doing, Doctor? That's an excellent question. Angie, you should stay in your lane.
I'm just boosting for safety. I don't want to review with 3 patients again.
Yep, so we're now gonna get the last wave of this patient, boosting up a bit more. 2 more tumors, 2 more aneurysms, and then I think another 2 more.
1 more tumor.
1 more tumor, not 2 more tumors.
Oh my god,
the pus is now in the way. This is exactly how this game can trip you up if you're not quite fast enough for something, or you don't quite time something out, or you just get unlucky with something in the way. It very quickly just...
I'm playing well.
becomes a struggle. It's all good. You got vitals. I would boost though with a burst probably inbound.
There's 1 more. That was the last one.
All right.
I'll boost just in case of a miss.
Yeah. So there was 2 more aneurysms that have now burst, which means there's now just the tumor to deal with. That's what's causing the pus, which does make this last section pretty straightforward of just removing, draining, and connecting up some stuff. So if you are a bit slower, it's actually not too detrimental as long as you have the vitals. But that was 7-3. That was probably the most technical, like, juggling of tasks and optimizing each step.
For the next operation, when I load in, I will be mute because I will need to blow into the 3DS microphone.
Yeah.
So just mention that beforehand.
Yeah, I'll let Tech know and to get you muted.
So just leave everything to you for the swap.
But for now, Xoneris, You have a message or two while we load in.
Hell yeah, brother. We got a good one here. First of all, we got 50 euros from Peltos
Oh.
saying, "Let's go!
Let's go!
Which meets the incentive for the next game, the
Let's
category
go!
upgrade. So that is that's happening. Woo! Let's go.
Nice. Very nice.
And
Good
we
job.
also got 5 euros from Nephilim saying, "So glad I was up in time for once to catch one of these recent Trauma Center marathon runs. They've been legendary, one and all. This run included. Also, don't we love how the game tells any player who are also doctors to not tell their patients how many tries they needed?
Yeah, at the end of this game, it tells you, like, congratulations, or this game of any of the games, it tells you, congratulations, you did it. But if you're a doctor, don't tell your patients how many times it took you to beat a game about being a doctor.
Yeah. So this is the operation that I would be muted in
Yeah.
case.
So we're now moving on to Sige. Yeah, for now, I would mute Leon's mic as he's now going to be blowing into his 3DS for the next few minutes as we deal with Sige. Sige is effectively a little Beyblade fidget spinner, or whatever you want to call it, that is going around the organ, and you can hear it kind of making that sound. And there it is, cuts it open, and all this kind of steam, fog, whatever appears. And now Leon needs to blow into the microphone of his 2DS XL and basically just go ham. What he's doing is a very fast strat of waggling the scalpel around, and what it will do is it will cut Sige the moment it is possible to do so. See, the vitals are getting a little low, so he's going to boost. But now he's just looking for Sige again. Gonna do another little boost just to be safe. Vitals are very low, unfortunately. So he's gonna have to give it a try. He did kill a patient. You called it out. Unfortunate. So I'll try and explain it again because there was a lot going on. Sige is a fidget spinner that is going around. It creates fog, which Leon has to blow away physically. What he then will do is waggle the scalpel around while it's bouncing around in the open. That will do a hit to it. It will cause it to dive. It dives in the exact spot that he hit it with the scalpel, and he then uses the ultrasound to expose it, cut it, and then blow away the fog all over again, and repeat. So, suture up some stuff, find Sige, cut it, then blow to get rid of the steam, fog, whatever it is. Find Sige and hit it with the scalpel. Typically, this is easier with the gel when it's stunned, but you can do so like this again. So while it's running around, just scalpel it. It doesn't even have to be near where the scalpel is, surprisingly. Like that. You can see it was nowhere near. But the trickiest part is just finding it quickly and exposing it. Patient's vitals is getting low. Now he just hit a dummy Sige, which means that it's now gotten away somewhere. So for safety, Leon's now used the healing touch. It means it gives him a lot more time to find it. He'll gel the Sige while it's bouncing around. It keeps it in place and you can hit it with the scalpel. Hopefully not hitting the one next to it. But you'll see that the healing touch does slow down this operation a lot. Obviously it's a lot safer. So while it's bouncing around again, Leon's just gonna find it and hit with the scalpel, and it's now going to die. This is what we meant by the healing touch extending animations and cutscenes by a lot. We have to wait for this to die. Indeed, thank you, Andrew's dad. So with it now dead and defeated, we can drain up all the mess, clear up all of these like incision points from where the pus and the everything was flooding out of, and patch up the patient, and then suture it up. That was an interesting suture, to say the least. Yeah, with that now all done, Leon is no longer blowing into his microphone, so let's give him the power to yap once more. You're allowed to yap, you know.
B rank.
You got a B rank for that?
I got a B rank for rent.
Incredible.
It was worth a reset.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a very tricky op, especially trying to do very quickly. So we're moving into the last few operations. Halls of Shadow is purely burns. Very similar to the previous op we did in Chapter 2 about burns. So while we're done to that, we got a lot of dialogue. Xoneris, I see some lovely messages for us.
You see that correctly.
Oh,
First of all, we got €3 from Bad Donation Man again,
oh boy.
Oh boy.
saying, Doctor, I'm dizzy with trauma. Center yourself. Under the knife, too.
Absolutely terrible, but absolutely amazing. I love it.
And we got another one. We
Go
got
on.
€25 from Limi saying, good thing there's no strat that requires 3 styluses. Otherwise, Leon would have to buy a whole nother DS.
I feel like there's a bigger concern there of being an extra arm. But, you know, that's a valid concern to need another DS.
That's essentially in reference. I use another 3DS as a stylus holder.
Hey, so Leon's now going to be injecting more culture, cutting them all out, and then treating... You need to put tech skip on, my man.
I'm showing off my 3DS.
Hey, he's going to drain these and slap on a whole bunch of membranes, and then... There we go. Then put on all the gel and inject another set of culture. With each syringe, you can put in 4 full... Like...
6.
6? Oh, it's 6. I forgot.
But you can't like fully do it, so...
Yeah. Anyway, he's gonna basically calculate how many membranes he can put in. He's gonna gel up just so that the one on the right doesn't loosen, as they do loosen after time with some blood. And now we move on to the second patient. This one's a bit more awkward because there isn't a nice collection of 8 to do. You can only do 6, which means you can only treat 1.5 at a time. So there we go. What Leon's going to do is he's going to treat...
I know how tools work.
He's going to now treat, specifically in this kind of collection here, that one. And then he's going to treat this extra black and burn with the 4 that he just prepped. He's now going to prep 4 more, cut out the tumor and the tumor? It's not a tumor, it's a burn. As well as the culture. And then slap them on.
I'm doing some weird thing with these teleportations.
Yeah, in general, the strat is kind of weird, so it's very easy to slightly fumble it. So yeah, again, inject 6.
Oh, come on.
If you miss, you lose a little bit, which is why he couldn't re-inject there. And now he's gonna drain. The vitals are dropping very quickly.
No, the patient doesn't need them.
So he's gonna HT. This just extends how much time he has for cutting, injecting, as well as stopping the vitals from plummeting quite so fast from just general DPS. So, slapping on...
Okay,
this is interesting. So he's gonna need... yeah.
I will need to boost.
Boost up. He's then gonna... I could finish with those 2. And now he has 2 more, which is a bit awkward. Because as I said, he needs 8 in total for the 2, 4 membranes or grafts for each burn. But he can only make 6 at a time. Especially as they're spread out, it's not even like that right next to each other. So, doing some careful boosting, then carefully placing on each one. Getting 2 more. Yeah. I was very careful with my words there. And just like that, that is all the burns dealt with. Very tricky, very technical. This is like, other than 7-3, I feel like this hop is very dependent on just getting the tool ordering, the feel for everything, right?
Yeah, it just has a lot of micro optimizations, this operation.
So it is surprisingly tricky. It's probably like one of the most enjoyable ops to get really fast, but it's very hard to get very fast. We move on to 7-6, which is now Bythos number 2.
The last one. You can say bye to Bythos.
Yeah, we didn't say hi to Bythos earlier.
It's a disease. Why would you say hi to it?
You got me there. Anyway, we're gonna do Bythos for the last time, and of course, it's one of the nurses' mothers, and the dad is telling us to witness the power of guilt, and he's gonna inject them, and it's gonna cause a whole bunch of problems, and now we have to deal with it. Oh no, she's flatlining.
Who knew diseases could hurt people?
They can? Shocker. Anyway, we're gonna do a Bythos again, it's basically the same deal. There's very little different with this variant.
There's one more hit.
There's one more hit, which doesn't really complicate things.
Won't let you die.
It just means that you have to spend a bit more time and managing your laser. So, open up the patience.
Please hurry.
Nice.
I
Good.
didn't joke the entire
Yeah,
incision.
that's fine.
It works.
Switch up these small cuts.
Yeah, these lacerations, the tiny ones, are a bit finicky, so I just do a few more squiggles so they actually count.
Yeah. And here's Bythos. Again, go just laser it. And then when it splits open, Leon needs to just do the teleporting trick to move the core from where it is to the tray. It will then reform. He needs to laser it a whole bunch more. And then repeat. He burnt out the laser again so that it can come back for when he needs it. Now you notice he's not suturing up the lacerations. And that's primarily because only 8 lacerations can be on screen at a single time. Bythos can make the animation to cut, but it won't do anything. It will do some vital damage. Now that one would normally do a lot of damage. You can see the vitals dropped, but no mess appeared. And typically because you get 4 cuts as well as typically a hidden cut you need to deal with. You can see the cuts aren't actually appearing. Leon is just extending the laser carefully, and now he's just gonna boost it all and suture up wounds, and it's now dead.
A bit annoying being left-handed for this operation because I cover the laser durability with my left hand, but I do the aiming with...
Yeah.
Bythos.
Bythos.
Dr. Styles.
But like that is now the second to last operation done. And we move on to the absolute chonker that is Alethea. I would say Alethea is probably like the most boss-like end operation of the entire set of the games. Just because it is very stress-inducing. If you make a mistake, you have to start over from the beginning. And there are very particular strats that we follow to try and minimize the work you have to do. But it's still insanity.
And it has instant kills.
Yes, which makes it even more fun. So, Alethea basically combines your knowledge of every single other type of guild, blah blah, by giving you miniature variants of it. So, I'll try and rapid fire explain each part as we go, and I'll let Leon just focus.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot to process here.
There's a reason this operation is in my splits. It's called Choke City.
Yeah. So anyway, the really pretty lady earlier on, she's now rapidly aging because guilt was actually keeping her young. Alethea is turning against her.
Who knew diseases could hurt people?
Wow. Again?
Understood.
What a revelation. Anyway, so we'll start off with Kyriaki. There are 4 Alethea Kyriaki, as they're called. They're the smaller Kyriaki that will circle around the central core. You can't do anything to the central core until you've done at least 1 hit on a miniature core, an Alethea core, basically the Kyriaki or whatever we'll deal with. Leon's then going to inject the black sedative. What that will do is progress, and the more times he does that, the more he can then actually do damage to the core. So he's rapidly tapping for the laser here, as he needs that as soon as possible.
I also like tapping that.
So you can see there's the eyeball, the inner core. So anytime that Leon gets rid of something, he'll inject the black medicine. He'll then again inject the black medicine. He'll repeat that until he then gets presented with doing that for a more extended period of time, which happens after you kill all of them in a wave. So you can see here now he gets more time to inject more medicine, and eventually you'll hear this. The eye then opens up, and he now needs to cut all of these wires out without touching the red wire before the eye closes, as it is on a timer. It's pretty lenient, but it's long enough that it is something you need to be careful of. Now, Leon is going to be extra careful. He's going to take it a bit slower. But here, we can see the Beyblades are back, the CA. Just gel them, inject, gel them, repeat. It's pretty straightforward to do. He's going to get rid of this pus as it stops you from cutting them.
Usually I would go like 2-2-1-1 killing them, but I'm playing it safe.
Better to play it safe. It means the final set of injections he has to do for this wave are really minimal. Again, gel, cut, and now he's going to inject for a longer period of time. He's not going to need to inject as much as he's already injected 6 times previously. But again, cutting these wires. If he hits that red wire, it does a significant amount of damage to the vitals and will set him back on a wave, which is really not what he wants. So he's damaged the right vein for as much as possible until it's ready to do 2 taps on it, basically.
Yeah, I'm just doing the super safe way to do that, honestly.
So now here is Bythos. He just needs to laser each of these to break them up. And you'll hear Angie went, huh. That means a hemorrhage appeared while he was working on lasering Bythos, as that's what it does. It creates hemorrhages. So what he's going to do is he might occasionally just scan the scalpel across just to make sure there are no other additional hemorrhages. You can see bit by bit, he's going to work through these eyes. As he does that, he's going to inject. This is probably one of the safer ones, as you can take a lot of time here just to put each one and make sure the syringe doesn't run out.
Yeah, I'm also doing the super safe. Oh,
Yeah, so he got very unfortunate where an additional bleeder here appeared, but that's fine. He's now just going to cut the wires. We'll give a moment of quiet for him to do that.
Vitals dropping.
So he's now leaving the bottom left. Nice. And now we move on to the final phase. You'll see here the wires are rapidly changing, and this forces you to use the healing touch. If you didn't use the healing touch, if you used the healing touch earlier on, you cannot now, and you basically lose. If he touches the red wire, it's it. It's game over. So you have to be very careful to slowly and methodically work through each wire to cut it. As he gets towards the end, you'll see there are less wires available, and he needs to be extra careful not to let the red wire come round and get in the way. He will now take it extra careful with these last 2. You'll see he was cutting the bottom left one, and now he needs to be careful.
I'm a doctor.
Perfectly,
I'm a doctor.
He's a doctor, perfectly like that. That's Alethea, dead. Honestly, still crazy impressive to just work through it that quickly and efficiently. Mad props to Leon. Getting a miss at the end as well, because just for the fun of it.
Angie.
But there's a reason why he calls this Choke City. It is an incredibly difficult final boss. So, well done, man.
yeah. Just have to get to the last story episode and skip it. Not even listen it.
Yeah, we don't even have to look at the epilogue. We just go straight to the credits by skipping through it. It's the only game that does that other than Trauma Team, I guess.
So I'll count down time pretty soon. Like, it's going to be 3, 2, 1.
Time. Very nice.
Slightly overestimate, but the door.
The door and Sige.
And yeah.
But still, only technically 1 death and having to reset the door. It's very impressive. Nice work, man.
Yep.
Yeah, if you like Trauma Center, or if you like to play the games, we have the Trauma Center Discord. We like to hang out there. You can find it on speedrun.com. We just vibe there, pretty chill, talk about the games. Even if you don't want to speedrun the games, you just like to talk about the games, you can find us there. We're pretty relaxed in there.
Yep. Anybody can come in, not even speedrun. Like, some people just ask for tips for the gameplay, so feel free.
Yeah. And yeah, give this man a follow on twitch.tv/Leonmachar.
Yep. And bad guy as well.
Awkwardly pointing. Yeah. Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you. And bye-bye.
All right, thank you very much to our 2 very professional doctors, Dr. Leon and Dr. Leo. With that, we'll be jumping into a quick intermission while we set up for the next game, which is going to be Get to Work.
Ooh.
We're by Lord Mouse, which we reached the incentive, so please look forward to that. And we will see you in just a bit.